Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on PharcydeTv with my co-host Jeremy Scippio.
What's going on, people?
Yeah, man, it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. So much stuff going on.
Yep, man. I've been traveling as usual. I just want to stay home for a little bit, to be honest with you. I'd be tired, man.
You know, I traveled so much between 97 to like right before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like I ain't been home long enough. I've been on a plane. I've been on a plane twice, and I still feel like I ain't been home long enough.
It's funny because it's like, it's what you wanted. At one point you're like, man, I want to see the world. Then you'd be like, man, I want to see my bed.
I was kind of schooled though, because when I would go to new places, and when you go to new places enough times, which I was fortunate enough to, go to certain places like several times where you make friends. So, my personality is kind of like, well, at the time it was kind of like, oh man, everything's better than LA. Everything's better than, you know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like, dang, LA is kind of dope. And then you talk to more people and you're like, well, we do have this, we do have that. You can't eat almost any food until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, depending on where you at. And it's kind of like, and we got people from everywhere around the world, literally. So
yeah, I tell you, what humbles you about living in LA is any New Yorker. Like they look at you like food. They can't wait. they can't stand people from LA. It's the only thing that gives me LA pride. Is just talking to New Yorkers. They be going hard.
Yeah, and it's New York was interesting to me. Like my very first time to New York, I was in a Lincoln Continental. I don't know if it was a taxi cab, but it was a Lincoln. It could have been a Lincoln. Well, it was a town car. Like I guess everybody got town cars or whatever. And this had to be maybe 97-ish, right around 97-ish, whatnot. And I remember the guy who was driving from the airport, he was cutting people off and he was moving through traffic all crazy and everything. And I was kind of like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This is, it might have been a gypsy cab. That might have been what he was. But anyway, so he's having this road rage and he's screaming at people and going crazy. But then within the same moment, he'll turn around and just be the sweetest dude in the world. Like, oh man, hey, and I'm just like, but being in New York, I see how you have to be, you having the California state of mind in New York, you get ran all over, man. You get nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very fortunate because I've had New York in my blood. You know what I mean? My mother was born in Brooklyn, and she's born and raised in Brooklyn, and my grandfather, he still lived there. I'm from Cincinnati. I have no direct affiliation, but I feel like when I get there, I get right in the groove. But I'll tell you, the thing that we call New Yorkers, like that type of energy, I say Philly and Boston got it worse. Like they like don't care, like straight up. You talk about that driving thing, they cuss each other out in the crosswalk and everything. That's just a normal day. You know what I'm saying? Like they just cut, like they'll zoom through. My boy, who's the nicest person I know, there's a bunch of pedestrians in the street. He's like, get over there, get over. And they was like, that's a full exchange. That's like saying good morning.
Yeah. I saw something online where these people were in New York, and this guy parked his motorcycle on a public street where someone else usually parked their motorcycle when they could get there. And some dudes just went out and picked up homeboy's motorcycle. And they lifted it up and moved and did all kind of stuff. And he was like, and I dare you, type of thing. And I was like, man, I've seen that energy. Like I understand it. But I think part of what makes New York like that, like, man, in LA, we really don't have true seasons. You know what I'm saying? So when you have to deal with rats the size of Frenchies. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with the smell of garbage on the street every day. You got to, you got to just deal with so much. You got to, people just, the thing that I couldn't wrap my mind around, like with the East Coast, and it's, it's just because of my personal experience, people just living on top of people. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just living on top of people. But the other twist is, I've known people in New York, man, they'll hop on the train and find their girlfriend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you like love, like I don't know if it's the lack of rooming or housing or whatever it is, but
I have a thing running for like the finest women in the US, and so far I think Houston got the best looking women, but I think New York is number 2. I know that makes people so mad, but it also depends what you're looking into. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it don't look like I was raised in the hood, so it's a certain type of woman, certain type of thing I'm into. But man, I'm trying to tell you, New York, and they're more humble because they they everybody's riding a train. Everybody, you know what I mean? Judges, doctors, lawyers, you know what I'm saying? But in LA, you instantly get evaluated by where you live, what car, your car you drive, all that stuff. But in New York, it's like, oh, you in the hood? Me too. Like,
yeah.
unless you in Astoria or, you know what I mean, or Tribeca or something like that, which is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like, oh, I'm in Brooklyn. Oh, I'm in Brooklyn too. I'm in Dumbo. You know what I'm saying? It's just, so I think it's easier to, I guess, find love in New York for the common people, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Versus, yeah, that's my theory, you know what I mean? Because LA is instantly the type of car you're driving. That's it.
Yeah, I want to start today off. I want to talk about Michael Hers. He's the dude. I think his was he played by Gravy, or that's somebody else? No, it might not have been Gravy. I think Gravy played Biggie. He played Biggie.
That's dude played Biggie.
But Michael Hers, they had this touching story, and I was touched by it. You know what I'm saying? He was the dude who played football. He was big, seemed like he was kind of slow. His family didn't really, he didn't really have.
You talking about Blindside guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, that's who Michael Hers is.
Yeah.
So they tell this story. They got Sandra Bullock, looking like a MILF, mother figure to him. You know what I'm saying? She just wants to help him because he has this potential, and she wants to be his advocate, and all this kind of stuff. So they paint this picture where he's like almost half retarded. Well, not that's not right. He's
half is fine as long as you don't go full. You can say half. He's half. Half is perfectly fine.
This is the wild card episode. Yeah, one of the wild card episodes. But he was challenged educationally or whatever. Anyway. And then the husband just kind of laid back in the cut. And they just did all this stuff, nice stuff for the guy. They brought him into the family and all that. And then I see the headline start up about maybe 5 months ago. The guy wasn't educationally challenged the way that they made
of course.
Educationally challenged. The people went in and got a conservatorship over him and did all kind of deals and this, that, and other, and got broke off of him, and all this, that, and the third. And so now I guess, but then maybe something was up with him, because he waited until now to finally get the conservatorship broken, which a conservatorship is when you sign something or a judge appoints someone over your doing business. I mean, it can happen to elderly people too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think the insidious part, because there is a kind part. A kind part is you taking in a child that's not yours, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take this responsibility onto myself, and this is what his interest is. and you know, I'm gonna help develop him as if he's my own. But the insidious part with this story is the fact that I think that I have to look up the age. You know, I think he was like damn near grown. I think he was like 17, 18, and he was already on his way to stardom. So it's kind of like they bought a black guy. They bought a ticket. Yeah.
They colonized.
Yeah, you know, and that's the problem. I mean, to be honest with you, you know, when I originally saw The Blind Side, you know, and this is my conspiracy mind anyway. I saw right through the white saviorship that they were trying to create. I don't believe
they got me.
These white saviors. No, I don't believe these white saviors, not one bit. I felt weird about watching Django. I was just like, anytime they come in, I'm like, what's the real thing? You know, and it's not a race thing, it's a money thing. You know what I mean? I pay attention to the flow of the money, like where the money going. So yeah, you know, you see this white family taking this big butt black dude. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course.
Seeming like he was challenged. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he could barely talk. Like it was something that I just remember, and I'm just like, okay, they did a really good thing. And then you hear about the conservatorship and all that stuff, and a judge finally gave him his stuff back. So the interesting part will be if he's able to get back money that they got. How's that gonna work? Like, okay, is it from this point forward that it's gonna go, or is he gonna get some restitution for what they did in the past?
You know, good and well, he signed off on some paperwork, because if you think about it, Blindside was based on a book. Got to get the book money first, then you get the Blindside money, then he need to get that Oscar that Sandra Bullock got in his house. You know what I'm saying? That's like, yo, what? Get out of here. So is he really gonna get all that? Nah, too much paperwork, man. He gonna take a settlement to shut up. That's what's gonna happen. Now, how much that is, I don't know. But
you know what? The settlement will probably be his attorney's fee. They'll probably get him all the way around. They'll probably get him all the way around the baseball field, man. They'll probably get him all the way around the baseball field. By the time he get home, he might get some of his, you know, court fees back. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I just want to read this line. This is the top line of what I just looked up. It said, according to court papers cited by the BBC, the whatever their last name is, tricked Michael Orr into signing over the legal authority to use his name in business deals after he turned 18. He alleged that the White family made millions in royalties from the film. Millions of royalties off the film. So yeah, there it is, man. They got the rights to your biopic. This is a question that we ask all the time.
man, oh man. And then something else I want to talk about just real quick. So one of the last survivors of the Tulsa race massacre died. And
interesting.
I want to give props. Sheesh. I cannot remember the name of the series, but it was a HBO series, and Regina King.
Oh, you talking about Watchmen?
Yes.
Yeah, that came out left field to me. That's crazy. Yeah, that's good.
But the twist is, you know, they set that around the Tulsa race.
Yeah. I thought that was impressive because I was a fan of the Watchmen comic book and the movie leading up to the movie coming out. So when I seen they was having a series, I'm like, what could this possibly be about? Most times when they have series that follow, a big franchise, it tends to be to mess up the story. Mm-hmm. But in the Watchmen, for all intents and purposes, was a white story. So to see that it had these deep black roots, with Regina King being the main person, and they recasted Dr. Manhattan as the one dude. He was in whatchamacallit. He killed it in John Wick. This dude is everything. He's like, yeah. He's who Jonathan Majors was about to be. Jonathan Majors, he was almost about to be where Homeboy is, but more powerful though. He was like more. I'll just say more, but Homeboy's a great actor. He's a great actor. It's funny, and I don't really know how this works. Though I want to enter the realm one day. He don't really get lead roles, but he's like you could tell he's a thespian. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like
yeah.
he's
Oh
like
yeah.
actually into it. He dives into the character. He's been heading some dud movies though, but he's a good actor for sure.
Yeah, no, and he did a real good job in John Wick 4. And he
Okay.
wasn't a main character, but he was like that guy that was there. But what he added was, it was pliable. It was
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
pliable.
Yeah.
So
But no, that's really sad though. I mean, that's a piece of our history that's
man,
gone to Black Wall Street. But I think we'll live to see another one.
well, I the painful part about it is, them destroying a black economy and race war and all that kind of thing. But what people got to understand, like, I believe it was Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, but also in Tulsa. These are places where the government dropped bombs, man. Like they
Yeah.
literally drop bombs. And that's why, when a lot of people talk about the dollar and they're like, the dollar is just going to be nothing and we're not going to be able to, America's not going to be able to be on the world stage and all this, that, and other. I was talking to somebody who was kind of in the know, and I asked them, and I was like, what did, and what they said to me was, man, before America will let the dollar go nowhere, we take it all with us, man. Like it's not.
Can I tell you, I actually have a plan, and I'm not going to speak on this anymore, but I think these two things are tied directly together. And I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle.
All right.
Yeah, but I ain't going to speak no more on it because I know I've given away a lot of money over the years. I ain't giving up this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dope. So real quick, man. I was presently surprised when you shot me over a trailer. We've been talking probably over the last 5-6 months or so. You were giving me little drips and drops, little pan drippings, kind of, you didn't say you couldn't talk about it, but because you didn't go further, I respected that. So I was just like, okay, shit, man. What's he gonna pop up in? But you sent me the trailer to this movie, and so Sundays are my days where I'll listen. I try to take my Sundays and listen to one full album in its entirety because I feel like people have forgotten how to listen to albums. So whatever it is, I'll do that. And then two, that's the day that I'll allow some type of, a little binge watching or something, or I'll just kind of get into something to just kind of unwind or whatever. Now, when you sent me that trailer, just within the trailer, I saw horror, I saw thriller.
Yeah.
But the funny part about it is, you didn't tell me that you were in the trailer, but as soon as they showed the back of your head, I was like, that's Jeremy. So elaborate a little bit, man. Bring us into your world.
All right. So Night of the Hunted, man. It's a film that I'm going to be in. It comes out October 20th. I was actually we shot it a year and a half ago. The director, Frank, how do you say this man's name? Calhoun. He handpicked me, which I was really grateful for. He told me that he told me that I remember I was asking him, like, is there anything you need from me or whatever, any further, because I did have to read for the part, but once he picked me, I was like, is there anything else? I thought it was gonna be like a follow-up or callback process or something like that. He was like, no, he said, Jeremy, I really think you're a handsome guy. I was like, oh, thank you. He's like, so we have to kill you. I was like, what? So spoiler alert, I die in the film. I would not disclose this information if it wasn't for the fact that they show it in the trailer. So, yeah. And it's funny because they just had the blackening. Did you hear about that movie?
You know what? I recorded it and I was gonna watch it last weekend, and I was like, man, I didn't meet a couple of my goals. And so I was like, okay, if I can grind it out this weekend and meet my goal, is there waiting for me? But it looked good.
I've heard that this movie is not great, but the premise is amazing. And
okay,
as a person who, you know, became the guy that they're like making fun of, because that's the whole premise of the blackening is it said we all can. It's a cast. It's a horror movie full of a horror comedy full of black people, and they said we all can't die first.
okay.
As speaking as a black guy who dies first, after that movie came out, I felt ashamed. I was like, oh, I'm the coon now because I'm the coon. I'm the one. It's like, oh, you still playing negative stereotype. But I'll tell you, I went and saw they had a screening Saturday. Something called the Beyond Fest. It was at the Los Feliz Theater. That was the first time I was able to see this movie on the big screen. And it was actually really good.
Okay.
That's what, and you just never know. I thought when we were shooting it, I thought it was gonna be some cheesy, you know, during Halloween, they put anything, you know, just the people killing people look like tomato paste. You just never know.
Yeah.
But, you know, watching it, it was like, man, you know, it was good. I don't think it's like super amazing, but I was like, oh, this is something I would watch and then rewatch and tell other people to watch and enjoy.
The trailer looks like it looked like I saw horror, like in that little bit of a trailer. I saw horror and I saw thriller, and I was like, I was impressed. You know, I was really impressed.
It's good. So I'll tell you, on Google has this thing where if your name comes up on like major publications, they like ping you. And I haven't been pinged this much for anything I've done. Like,
okay.
Every now and then I get a little ping here and there off comedy, but this one is like people writing reviews about the movie. And yeah, but I say it's cool. I know I had my fingers crossed for Netflix because the last project that this director made is on Netflix, but it's on AMC Plus. And it's this new app called Shudder, which is like a horror film. You know, it's like good if you're like really into horror. Yeah, okay. It's good to get whatever. So I'm gonna get the free trial when it comes out so I can watch. But yeah, like I said, man, I was really impressed with the movie. I was shocked. It's good. It's if you like Phone Booth or what's another movie? They pretty much name it. It's those situational movies, but it's like a horror twist. I actually didn't feel like it was horror when we were shooting it, but you know, since it's coming out during Halloween, it's horror. So.
I didn't think it was. I didn't even put 2 + 2 together with the Halloween theme. I was just looking at the theme of it, and then you have the Caucasian woman, and you have her doing the drama thing, going to the max, and then but it started off with a shot with the back of your head. And then something just told me, nah, Jeremy's not going to be the whoop whoop. And then I just started going, you know, you weren't going to be the, you know, antagonist. I didn't see you as that, you know what I'm saying? And you were just kind of part of her storyline of horror and drama and all that. So no, that was dope.
Yeah, but yeah, you catch your boy. I like the fact that I'm in the first 20 minutes of it because, you know what I mean? You get you see me, you know what I mean? You get to see me and get a sense of my character or whatever. And you know, shout out to the cast and the crew. You know, the lead actress, she was really working hard. I remember we was on set and I would try to jump up a little conversation with her, and then she would be like, I'm like, fine then, I'll go to my room. No, they treated me really good. That was the best I've been treated on set. So, you
know, I probably told this story once before during the podcast, but I was working with Keith David, and
oh shoot,
he impressed me because he was on the East Coast. I believe he's in New York, and I was working on something with him, and he called me, and it was about 10 o'clock our time, and so he said, I only got a couple minutes for you, but let's squeeze it in because, you know, I need to get my lines right for tomorrow. And I was like, damn, so it's 10 o'clock here. So it's 1 o'clock in New York. and Keith David is going over lines for this project. And I was like, damn, he still got to go over lines like that. But you know what? I always ask people, you know, if I don't do it in a like in a way that's offensive, I ask people how they make money. I ask them, you know, things about their craft, their art, their everything. And what he said to me was, he said, you know, the worst thing you can be is a nigga that don't know his line, that doesn't know his lines. And I was just like, I was like, damn. He's like, dude, he's like, I'll never be that. He's like, I'll never be that. And I just remember saying, damn, you know, not only is he a great actor, he's very passionate, even right now. And we're talking about somebody that was in Platoon. So
yeah, no, he's probably one of the most decorated actors, like even in voice acting too. He goes.
Oh
wild.
yeah, matter of fact, he had stopped by my office on his way, because we're in Santa Fe Springs, on his way out to Disneyland to do something. But it wasn't like going to the park. It was something with an exec or something like that. But you know, he's done like I think he's done Aladdin. He's done like a lot of voiceover and very high caliber animated films, you know, also. So what was your process to get ready for your film, man? How did the very intellectual comedian prepare for this role that he had in this horror thriller?
So when I first received the script, I was like, I said, I need to smell the essence of what this character John brings to the table. So I've been shot. I've heard bullets whisked by in my life, but I've never been into the midst of gunfire. So I went to get a good method acting experience with gunfire. This little known place called Compton, and I went there, and I stood in the middle of the street, and I screamed, "Pyru, Pyru, blood gang, Suwu," and I do one of these, and would you know, it was gunfire from the left and from the right. It was ravishing, but I tell you. But no, I just, I read the script. When they told me the script, I feel like I knew exactly what it was. I remember having a conversation with the director, and I was like, so, you know, I wanted to know, I got into the story. I had to visualize it. When I seen the way it looked, and even when the final touch, when it finally came out, it was different than how I saw it, but I still could see it. And I would say even in the future, I probably wouldn't pick anything unless I could see it, like I did see this, whatever. But I asked him how it ended, like how, what's the character, like what he actually, what is he actually like? And even on set, he would give me directions like, don't play it so dramatic. Don't, because I tell you, a fear of mine, I've taken a couple of acting classes, and in those acting classes, I've always come off as funny in some way when I'm trying to be dead serious, never on purpose. So that was my fear of being on the set, that I was going to come off funny. So I was trying to get more serious and, more reactive. But he told me, don't worry about that. He told me, just relax, just relax. So that was, I would say, the extent of my preparing, like all the preparing I did. And it's still the director, I still have to give him the credit, because I had to listen to what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? That was it. Like he gave me everything. He's like, draw it back. Okay, play this part up. And then, I guess we talk about the dying. That was like that was a fear of mine too, because I didn't want to but I had to do it. You had to cough up blood, and I get the blood in my mouth and spit it out, on the camera and stuff. And they were like, do it again. They cleaned me up and I did the scene 8 times.
Oh, wow.
8 times. And it's so funny, for like a second of footage.
So a personal question. Mrs. Scippio, did she watch the movie with you?
Yes, she came to the screening with me. Yeah.
Had she seen it before?
No, no.
And when she saw that scene, did it freak her out a little bit, noticeably, where you could see it, or it was just kind of like, oh man, it's some comedy, not comedy, but you know how a horror movie is kind of funny to some people.
I don't know her real thoughts on it. I mean, I think she just was impressed with my acting.
Okay.
Know. I think I don't know. I have to ask her about the actual, so, and then I think another thing too, because I have the behind the scenes stuff. So if you see the behind the scenes stuff, I think it'll affect how you view the the final product.
Okay, so it was okay. Yeah. So all right.
Yeah, if you see the final product, I think that looks crazy. It looks like I shouldn't even be here right now. That's what like that look crazy. But yeah, I don't know. My mother, she said it was hard for her to watch though.
Okay. I knew that. I knew because it it looks it's a motion picture. It is definitely it doesn't look
the
like
quality.
It doesn't look like a music video.
Yeah, that
looks very dynamic. It didn't look like that at all. When I saw the back of your head, I was like, oh, okay, here something's coming.
Hey, low key though, that's when I was like, I would say I was the most happy about that scene because you get my full face, and it's like that's like I knew that was gonna make it in the trailer. I'm looking at the billboard, like I'm like, okay, that's something I think could give me more work.
Okay. So on to some trivial stuff. Speaking of cancel culture, they're piling it on your girl Lizzo, man.
Anything new?
Oh yeah. Sexual something accusations, more, stuff, whatever. And the crazy thing about it is, part of her rise to fame was playing the victim. I mean, in a major way. From people body shaming her to, I think at one point she kind of, I'm not gonna say she went the Nas X way, but she tried to like be open with her sexuality to try to get that to be embraced, with that. And so you have this person who just like paints themselves as the victim from just like in every facet. And then something happens and they just ripped her from grace, man. And it's so crazy how they can lift you up and they can raise you up and they can put you, they can put you there, and dude, they can just rip it all away from you, dude, to the point of, she had made it to what some would call the apex. I mean, dealing with Beyonce and all that kind of stuff and having her name in the song to the point of where, man, Beyonce even backed.
Like, I think it's still early though. It's still early. I mean, because I think, what is it? I that's funny. She actually, I'm actually looking at this now. She accepted a humanitarian award on the 22nd of September. So it's still early. Women have a way of being able to, and I'm not saying that, obviously there's men that begin away with sexual stuff. You got R. Kelly and likes of that, but it wouldn't be as heavy as a charge. It won't be as heavy as a charge when it comes to me in the long run with Lizzo. Especially because she has somebody like Beyonce. That shows you that it ain't sticky enough if Beyonce's still saying her name. Because
no, Beyonce wouldn't say her name.
I think she did. She shouted her out at one of her shows.
Yeah, but then it spun backwards and Beyonce wouldn't say the name. Kind of remix the lyrics up a little bit to stay away from the controversy. but I say all that
as she did, as she should.
but I say all that to say this. You know what will be her greatest comeback?
What?
If somehow and remember I said this, somehow she can finagle her way onto that Usher Super Bowl, because Usher performed for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If she could finagle her way into that some kind of way, man.
Nah, they're not gonna do that. It's too much. They even though they like risk, they're not gonna throw away all that money like that. That's too much money on one for 15 minutes. They never do that. Nah, she'll be fine. I just think she gotta do a lay low, couple of positive deeds. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take more than that to take her down. And I tell you what really killed the game is she lost weight. She lose weight, they act like none of that happened. That's just how
I'll tell you one. I see the book. I see the album with the comeback. I had let the fame. Yep. I didn't do everything they said I did, but I had just really let the fame absorb me, and it was just really hard, and people were shaming me, and I was just in a really bad place, and da.
Yeah, I'll tell you when she lost. You could tell that it was something more behind, I say like that victim personality when, because the whole thing was like, she was a big girl, but she was doing non-big girl things like twerking and, stuff like that. So people are like, oh, that's gross. You shouldn't do that. And, it's not you talk body positivity, but you're not encouraging health. And then she was at an NBA game.
Oh, the Lakers, man.
Lakers game. And she started twerking. And it was just not tasteful. It's like, all right, on your stage, on your time, great. We trying to watch this game. The cheerleaders are professionals. You really want that much attention at an NBA game? That's what you want?
I heard it was a little ruder and cruder than that. I ain't gonna go into it, but I heard there was, it was people saw some stuff they really didn't want to see, man. It was it was just too much. But on to some other stuff that's kind of dear to my heart. I was able to go to Japan several times. I've been to Japan, more than 5 times.
Oh wow,
for sure. Blessed to, and really fall in love with parts of the culture. A lot of curry, man, a lot of Indian food. That's so crazy. I really got turned on to Indian food in Japan. Like I got turned on to Indian food in Japan at a dinner. And then I was like, man, what's this thing they've been hiding from me in the United States? But I'm late. I didn't eat carne asada till probably like 2008, 2009. You know what I'm saying? I'm late.
In LA? Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And I live about 200 steps from a carniceria, but it just never, was never my thing. But, Japan is very pristine in their ways when it comes to, just lifestyle. I'll say lifestyle, just very, very healthy. Matter of fact, me and your boy Ron, ooh, we used to hit them breakfast buffets, man, have the melon juice. I'm sure you saw many pictures.
I could believe it. Ron, he's a my girl uses the word foodie a lot, so yeah, I can tell you a foodie. I can only imagine, man. He always put me on the stuff. He'd be like, oh yeah, you got to put the lemon juice on it or something like that. I'd be like, okay.
Man, we was getting up. We were on Japan time, which is, Japan time and the Japan time difference and the Australian time difference. Those are the two that it's just very difficult for me to balance myself. But shoot, in Japan time, me and Ron was like 6 o'clock in the morning, man. We were just waiting for it to be 7. So we go and hit the buffet. But I say all that to say, with all the regulation and the positive things Japan has, they are about to release that nuclear quote unquote treated water into the ocean. And it's just kind of like, damn. I had people tell me, so when the first whoop-de-whoop went on over there, I heard people tell me like it affected the seafood all the way over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was that devastating to where it did have some effect to come over here. But they're about to release that water over there, man. And I'm just like, damn, like man, it ain't gonna be no seafood. Like I wouldn't touch none of that seafood. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of countries have spoken up and said that they're not gonna mess with it. But the crazy part about it is, but this is my theory behind it. The Japanese, to me, dealing with technology to a certain extent, the type of technology I deal with, printing technology and whatnot. The Germans are really good at technology, and the Japanese are really good at technology. And the Japanese, they're good at technology, but the things that they make, and I'm not talking about the Asia or China or whatever, I'm saying the Japanese, like the things that they make, the quality of it, impeccable. You know what I'm saying? The quality is right. So my little theory is they're farming saltwater fish, and they're going to have farms because, you know, they eat a lot of sushi. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a part of their lifestyle, part of everything. And I just feel like they're probably farming, you know, saltwater fish, but I just can't see them eating fish after they dump that nuclear water.
Man, Japan has always been on their own time. That's as they operate, man. The rest of the world can be doing one thing, and Japan gonna do whatever they want to do. The same as China, but with Japan, this is actually my first time hearing this, at least about the water. I know they do radioactive testing on other things, and my friend always informed me about the air. He's talking about the Fukushima winds. So here I am, it's Fukushima again, and their water, which they were saying, why can't they just filter out the water, you know, filter out the radioactive stuff?
Well, that's what they're saying they did, but dude, it's
they can't, because this hydrogen, this isotope is part of hydrogen, and you can't filter out hydrogen from H2O because water's hydrogen. So
one second, man, I gotta cut you off. I'd always apologize, but before you go over my head with the isotopes and the hydrogen,
my bad.
Nah, but break it down.
Well, it's you know, the chemical, you know, periodic table, you know.
I don't, but
well, okay. The so water is a chemical compound. This is you know, it's pretty much it's made of hydrogen, two hydrogen molecules, and two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom.
Okay.
H2O.
All right.
So that's how, you know, you taking me back. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, the water molecule is made of these atoms, 3 atoms, right? So the radioactive isotope is made of certain atoms, whatever. But basically the radioactive part is called tritanium, and which also has hydrogen particle in it. So it can't detach from it. That's the thing. The other radioactive elements, they can separate it, but this one, they can't. So basically, at the end of the day, when people go to drink this water, if they ever do, or eat whatever from it, we're all gonna have superpowers. And that's how that's gonna work. We're gonna be, we're gonna have electric shot, we're gonna be, you know, and some people gonna get autism.
They are gonna be.
But you know, I think we share, if I'm not mistaken, we share an ocean. Now it's a big ocean, don't get me wrong, but you know, and then, you know, the stuff we got a lot of Japan's products over here, baby. We are the land of the trade.
We need Neil deGrasse on this, man. We need
yeah, I'm not the resident. I just like science. I ain't
no. But you broke it down. I'm just saying Neil deGrasse.
I'm just reading. I ain't.
Yeah, no, Neil deGrasse. He'll make us feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not so bad. He'll give us the salt, but he'll give us the sugar.
He'd be like, "You drink Kool-Aid, so you could handle some radioactive fish." And then he'd be like, "Yay!" but no, actually, thanks for bringing it up because I had no idea. But yeah, Fukushima, that is like the world's like testing dumpster. They just test anything there. Like I said, Japan always been on their own time. They don't care about how it affects us at all.
So I'm gonna spin the record back real quick. Acting versus comedy.
Okay.
What is more difficult to you?
Excuse me. For me, acting, because I overthink it. I think reason I started doing comedy and the style of comedy I do, I like try to. I feel like for society, you kind of bend and you put a mask on. And you kind of, adapt to your environment. But with comedy, I've been rewarded because everybody doesn't approach it this way, but I've been rewarded for being real. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whatever that perception is. So I try to get closer to myself, my actual feelings, and just say whatever I want. But with acting, it's like learning to put the mask back on and be specific about it, because you could still have like little pieces of yourself if you're adapted to society, you know what I mean? But when it comes to acting, immersing yourself in a character, I've always overthought it. And that's just me personally. But literally everybody tells me that, I'm a good actor. I don't feel like it. But everything I've been in, I'd be like, man, this is cringe. They'd be like, oh, you was great. What? You got the chops, but I think I'm so hard on other actors. Like Anthony Mackie, I can't stand him. Anthony Mackie's terrible.
Man, come on, man.
Oh boy, he's terrible. And not in a comedic way. Like it just, hey, Cap, how's it going? Like, ugh.
Nah, that's the character, man. It's corny. Captain America's corny. I mean, I love it, but it's corny.
No. Because that would mean Captain America would be corny. And the guy that playing him, Chris Evans, he's a beast. It's like, yo, this is a good actor. So.
You can't outshine
everything he's in. I'm trying to tell you. He's one of them. See, I say it because I say it with high regard, but I also say it negative sometimes. But sometimes them thespians be too into like, what is my motivation? It's like, be a black man. Just do it. Just do it and do it now. Like, don't act like a black man. Be a black man. You know what I mean? Like, some people, it's nothing to them. You see it. But go ahead. Nah, he's probably a good guy. I feel bad.
He lost me on Black Mirror when he played the man that went into the video game as a woman and wanted to get with his homeboy, or it was just too much, man. My mind, I'm square as a pack of cigarettes.
You know who his homeboy was, right?
I don't even do my.
It's the other guy we just talked about.
What?
Yeah.
That was damn. He been
yeah. He was the dude. See, actually, because he played Anthony Mackie played the dude, and his friend played the girl.
Oh, okay. I knew it was something to that, but he was with it. He was with it. But he was married, and his wife, and I was just like, dang, he's here with his wife, and his wife this dude's addicted to this game, and I was like, oh,
best Anthony Mackie role ever. I wonder why. No, I'm kidding. Let me stop. I'm gonna get us canceled. I watched 8 Mile the other day because he ain't say nothing the whole movie, and I loved it. Oh man, I should start beef with him. He'd probably block me from the movies.
I'm gonna hit you with a last one, man. What makes a joke a signature joke?
That's a good question. That's a good question. To me, there's so many. I can make a parallel with comedy and everything, but to me, it's kind of like wrestling, like WWE, or the like ECWs, WCW, where wrestlers will have like a realm of moves and stuff like that, but it'll be that one move that gets the most crowd reaction. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like early on you're kind of just guessing, but once you know your brand and know who you are, like you kind of predict like, oh, this gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not the joke that you like that be the one, but sometimes it do. And I know one of my first ones, that was like my Stone Cold Stunner or my rock bottom or people's elbow was this joke I say I used to say I'm a black man. I love black women, but I hate black kids. But the way I set it up, and then there's other one I used to do where I say, single parent households. It says single parent households are pretty much better than two-parent households. And I kind of would build on reasons why. But I just know the top part of the joke that I know I'll get an applause on is I'm like, God's the best father I can think of, and I've never seen him either. That's how good parenting works. And people go, But yeah, to me, a signature joke. You know, like I said, you know, Eddie Murphy, he got so many. You got the McDonald's bit, you know, the ice cream one, ice cream, you know,
that
like that's, you know, that's like gonna be a signature bit. You know what I mean? Like that, people walk away from your show and they'll forget. A lot of people forget the little stuff you say. You know, I can tell you, I do a show and they'll be like, "Oh, where you from? You're from Chicago, ain't you?" I'm like, I literally said I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. You know, but they'll miss that part. But they'll repeat the ones that stand out, that signature. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I feel like makes a signature joke.
Now, as a comedian, does a comedian have to tell an old joke that is their signature joke with new material because it's something that they're just known for and it's something that the people want?
It depends. There's a lot of nuance that comes to what makes a good comic, a good comedy set, you know, or what's appropriate for the time. You know, it depends. I say, because for me, who grew up a super fan of not only just comedy, but specifically Black comedy, like I've heard everybody's stuff. So sometimes it's a little disheartening when, like, I remember watching Tommy Davidson at the Laugh Factory, and he's doing jokes that I remember from, you know, 1990, whatever, you know, like it's just, you know, a little disheartening, but he's doing it like half cocked, you know. But I'd say I remember opening for Gary Owen in Cincinnati, Ohio, crowd of 600 people. He does an hour show, right? After he does he does an hour and a half. Do you know, for the next 30 minutes, people was like, he was taking requests from the audience. They're like, "Yo, do the one from Comic View, do the one from this, do that." He like, "Are y'all really want it?" Like, yeah, you know, that to me is it's a little more tasteful when it's like high in demand and you're like, you know, you're giving the people.
Nah, you trying to recycle. You giving them recycled food. You giving them food that's been scraped off the plate and scraped back on the plate.
But like I said, it's all it's like a magic trick. Like, you know, like it all depends on the magician. You know what I mean? Everybody can pick a card, but you know, if you could pull it from behind my head, I'd be like, all right, well, that's impressive. So.
No. All right, man. Well, nah, shoot, man. This was the Wild Card Show, Splendid Radio on PharcydeTv. What you got coming up?
Yeah, so today, which is, you know, they probably won't watch it next week. Today, I'll be at Genghis Cohen. If you're watching this live, I'm at Genghis Cohen tonight. That show starts at 9:00. I won't be there till 10. And Saturday I'll be at the Comedy Store. I know, I'll be in San Diego November 1st, and November 2nd I'll be in Houston at the Secret Group. Houston, I think tickets are live now, so get that. I got a whole new set on me dying in a horror movie. So yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Nah, dope. Well, nah, man. I want to say, man, I'm real proud of you, man. When I saw that shot, I was like, okay, I know. And it's so funny because you were so mum's the word on everything, like, man, like class. And when people are like that with me, I just accept that I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised with the result. If they gotta go black suit, white shirt on me, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be something worth it. But nah, it looked dope, man. I can't wait to see the movie.
Nice. Man, I'm just trying to catch up to Slink, man. You know, Slink, he and everything, man.
Oh, man, he got some more stuff coming, man. He got some more stuff coming. We we got a little something in the work too, man. It's gonna be hopefully pleasantly entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully pleasantly entertaining. But also I wanted to say I'm proud of you. You know, you're one of those people that you don't toot your own horn, but the stuff that you do, you're passionate about it. And you know, man, that's inspirational. That's inspirational. But with that being said, man, this show has been sponsored by store 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
If you are in the Eagle Rock area tomorrow, they're having a little shindig, get down. It's gonna be some cool stuff going on. You can go to their Instagram, store 2 for 2, and get more details and information on that. We have
I want to say what time, because I'll be there.
Oh, okay. I know it's in the afternoon, maybe early afternoon, but like I said, go to store 2 for 2 on IG. You can get the ins and the outs of the little you know, not little, but of the shindig. We also sponsored by the Seeds of Xanadu, pronounced just the way that it's spelled. They assisted me on my journey of health when I lost weight a while ago, and you know, boosting me up with the microgreens and the whole science behind it and all that, which I've definitely fallen off, but they still support me, so I have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? I have no excuse. Also, Taco Nazo. Oh man, a foodie's drink. You know,
you Taco Nazo memories, man.
Yeah, man, Taco Nazo Bellflower. You know, they kick in also. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my buddy Omar. You know what I'm saying? And you know, from the moment that I met him, and he said, my fish tacos are like crack. And I almost laughed at him, like audibly laughed at him, like, man, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Man, hey man, to the dude having he never shook me though. He never shook me, and he always was there. So I, you know, shout out to Taco Nazo. With that being said, this has been another episode of Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV. Peace.